Hi, welcome to Faith in an Ever-Changing World, Encouragement and Hope Faith Story. I'm Janet Harley, your host. And with me today is Corine Gatti. And it's such a pleasure to have you, Corinne. Corinne is also a member of the Creative Motion Network family with me. So it's always a pleasure to talk with another member of the family. What an awesome network it is.
It is.
Corinne, Corinne is a partner and editor of the Christian News Journal, a journalist, and she has interviewed people like Harrison Ford, Dolly Parton, John Taylor, Jimmy Carter, Antonio Ban- Banderas, and more. But being a vocalist is what she's always dreamed of
Yeah.
doing. And human is the door that God opened for her to, and I'm sure she's going to share that in her faith story in just a minute. But she is an award winning vocalist. Corinne, welcome to you too. Thank
Hi,
you for being our
pleasure.
guest today.
Doing lovely. Thank you for having me today. Hey,
Yes,
everyone.
and right after this, our short intro, Corinne is going to share her faith story with us. We'll be right back. Hello again. And if you will, please share your faith story with us.
Hi. I'm sorry I couldn't hear you.
Yes, if you will, please share your faith
I'm so
story with
I'm
us.
sorry.
Yes,
Um, well, let me having out.
that's
Wait.
all right.
I live on a very busy road. Well, thank you first again for having me on here. Well, long story short is that in the mid '90s, I was just doing a lot of stuff I shouldn't be doing as a Christian, even. And like it got really there's some dark stuff. Uh,
Mm.
and let me think. Gosh, I talked about my testimony really. Anyway, so I wanted to make inroads, make it quick. I wanted to do what I wanted to do. I wanted it now. I was not a person of patience, and I was also came from a background of not having much money, and so working my way up was not going to happen. I had to do make a quick buck. I need
Yeah.
nothing like prostitution or anything like that, but I just cut corners. I was living in sin,
Mm.
and then I had this dream, and it was very very vivid. And the dream was this. It was simple, but it was powerful. The
Wow.
dream was judgment. God
Judge.
was,
Is that
I was getting judged. Like
okay?
God, I had this dream. I couldn't see him. All I saw, I knew it was him.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like I was in the throne room. God was just very upset with what I was doing in my life.
Oh,
And it was so scary. It was just like terrifying. And woke up screaming because anytime you have an encounter like that,
wow.
it's frightening. It's like,
Yeah.
but also is a great reset. And that was a pivotal moment in my life where I got rid of the bad boyfriend, moved on. I became a busser. It was no, longer try to work, find quick, earn money under the table. You know what I mean? And
Right.
do
Right.
things the right way.
Yeah.
And I was like, Lord, I don't know how I'm going to get by. I have no skill. I dropped out of high school. I
Oh,
have nothing. My family, just the average people, they didn't have money even, to help me out.
yeah.
So, but after that, things, no, it didn't happen quickly. God doesn't do that all the time. But after that, got a job and just things started becoming, I got involved with a really good church group for
Uh-huh.
youth, which was very important. And I rededicated my life. And I haven't been back since. So I, it just, if you had told me years ago, yeah, I was going to do this, I'd be like, you're crazy. Journalism wasn't part of the equation. Going back to school, getting my degrees wasn't, I could care less. I hated school. I ended up loving college,
Yeah.
loved it. And, I got a late start. Now I was like past 21. I was like, okay, I have a lot of ground to make up, Lord. Help me make up for the lost time. People were already graduating, doing their internships, and God opens up. It was just opened up so many doors. I don't regret it. So shortcuts don't work. Your way does not work.
Yeah.
That's, I guess I would sum that up. And if you have to rededicate and reshift, do it. And so that's pretty much what happened. And God made up for lost time with journalism and stuff like that. And I was in community college covering pro sports. I mean, it was definitely God. It can only have been God. But I tried to pursue music. Nothing worked. There was a lot of disappointment with that. So I gave up and just focused on journalism. And then COVID hit many years later. And Anna Ross was doing vocal coaching. I was like, yeah, right. This can't be legit. It's legit. It was on Duran's site, social media. And I was just, all right. I was like, Lord, I prayed for the boldness to ask her. I'm like, what do you think of me doing a song and you being involved? I was so nervous, I remember. And she came back to me. She's like, I see your dedication, and let's do something. So that's how that happened. And so we are.
Wow.
So we are.
Yes. But it took several years, didn't it? For
decade almost.
Decades. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah. But God did open the door for you. And I'll tell you, sometimes it is so difficult because I know in my life, a lot of times I've tried to rush God, maybe,
Right.
and maybe go ahead of Him. Oops, sorry. Go ahead of Him.
Yes.
And and that doesn't work either.
Right. Well, I figured that my talent, I remember growing up, I was like, I'm going to get out of this town. I'm going to prove to everyone that I have a purpose. And music, I made it like an idol. I made it like a thing. And so when it didn't work out, I'm like, all right, what else am I going to do, God? Oh gosh, I'm in trouble. So God will take your case and He will represent you and prepare you a table before your enemies. But like you said, rushing didn't get me anywhere. Doing things my way never got me anywhere. Got me in a lot of trouble and could have put me in a lot of danger.
Yes.
So, because I'm very stubborn, so that hasn't really changed. We're still working on that, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah. You've got it. Well, tell us a bit about your single human.
Yeah, I remember just struggling, just really struggling. I was like in a deep depression, and it wasn't even just because we were in lockdown, but it was just something in me. There was some loss in recent years leading up to that, and I'm like, all right, I'm not a writer, but I'm a writer, a journalist, but I'm not a songwriter. So I gave Anna some ideas, and it was about, trying to do everything as women too. And this is really, for no offense, guys, but it was geared towards other women who are trying to do everything. And you just raising your family, working, and, trying to have your personal goals and achieve those personal goals, excuse me. So, she took it and transformed that. I forgot. I think it was going to be superwoman, and she changed it to human. And she did her beauty and her. She's just I can't do what she does, and she just transformed it into a great piece. And then we started recording. Well, I started recording it here in Virginia.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I encourage all of you. What I will do is put links, a link for folks to click on so they can go and listen
Thank you.
to the
Thank you.
recording human, and some of the other links that you have as well.
Thank
I'll
you.
be happy to share those with you. Now, do you have anything else coming out? Are you working on anything? Another song, possibly, or?
I'm not done. Actually, that's a very good question because I have two more songs on the EP that have to be released.
Oh,
So I did a cover of Duran Duran's Planet Earth, and I did another song called Fallen World about, well, as we talked before the broadcast, about this is just a really hard time. It's a very difficult time. There's a lot of warfare, there's greed, there's poverty,
wow.
and I trust God
Yeah.
through it. And that's a hard thing to do. So, many times. So, that will be coming out, and I hope to do a new one as well next year. Maybe put out a physical
Uh
CD.
huh.
Maybe
Uh
I
huh.
don't know yet. So I'm talking with some people about doing that next year. Um, so I'm excited about that. Actually, so I'm thinking March maybe.
Okay.
I'm trying to stretch it and just some Anna actually told me she's like just enjoy the process.
Uh huh.
As we discussed, I'm not a person of patience. I don't like
Not
process.
many of us are.
I don't like process, but I've learned to enjoy it. So we're going to stretch it. We'll stretch a little bit.
Oh, yeah. But patience is very important, isn't it? We really need to have more of it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. My goodness. Well, Corinne, before we wrap up, uh, what one question? What is one thing that we can do to hold on to our faith in this ever-changing world we're living in?
Saturate yourself with programs like yourself and what you're doing. Saturate yourself in the word. I don't care if you have to
Yeah.
have TBN or your favorite pastor on all day. It just you, you got to keep having good stuff flow into you because that's why actually I stopped listening to news for a while because I'm like I needed a break.
Hmm.
So just get saturated. I don't care. There's so many. There's no reason for us not to have access to the word. If you have an internet, you can do it.
Right.
How about even playing at night while you're falling asleep? Something you have to because it renews your mind and you need that. And
Yeah.
that would be my advice would be for me too, because this is a reminder for me, is to saturate your soul, your spirit, your mind with the word of God.
Mm.
Uplifting. Doesn't mean we have rose colored glasses.
Yeah.
We got to keep ourselves strong or what good are we?
Yeah. And it's one day at a time. It's every day we need to be doing that, saturating ourselves with His Word.
Yes,
Uh, yes. To give us
absolutely.
that direction and wisdom and discernment that we
Mm,
need
and
every day.
patience.
Absolutely.
Thank
Corinne, thank you so much for being my guest today
you for
and
having me.
sharing your faith story. What a pleasure having you. And
You.
we'll look forward to your new releases
Thank
coming
you.
out in the next months.
Thank
God
you.
bless you.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you all for watching, and also our friends and family at Creative Motion Network. Have faith and look up, friends, where our help comes from. Bye. God bless.